I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
Give me some sugar.
Say hello.
I see you coming down the
What's
aisle.
up there, call boys?
Break me in the mouth. Yes.
You have Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunner, also known as Chico Noise, three-time podcast host, and alongside me, as always, it's Juan, Soul of an Eagle, 4-3, and our special guest for this certified rotten episode, Jake the Snake Plissken, is back. Welcome to year 3, Jake.
Thank you, Gunner. Appreciate the intro. Appreciate the invite again, as always. I don't really know what we're talking about, so it's another one of them blind episodes. So that's exciting for me. We shall see. But loved it so far. Love year 3 so far. Love the pivot and Colton taking the reins a little bit. So look forward to all the other stuff we got in tail. I'm ready for tonight.
Got a lot coming. A lot of exciting stuff. So, Perfectly Picked Games. PerfectlyPickedGames.com. That's right. He's back. I actually wore my Perfectly Picked Games shirt to work the other day, and people were looking at it like, reading it as I went by. Nobody said anything, but they were looking. They were reading.
They were looking.
Yep, that's right. So what's going on, fellas? How's your week?
Surviving, man. Just surviving.
Exciting. Jake?
Yeah, week's been good. Helping out a little bit with the Black Swish, our girls basketball team up in Northwood. So just helping out coach up there and really just working with Coach Burkhart and his program. He's had a successful couple of years, and so really looking forward to getting back into coaching. Our kiddos will be going to school up there next year.
Nice.
We're actually in the process of trying to sell our house. So as there's listeners out there, if anyone's looking to move to the Warsaw area and wants a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house that's got about 3,200 square feet of livable square footage in it, we just had an open house when this comes out. We just wrapped up an open house this past weekend, but if you know anybody that's looking to move, we're looking to head closer that way, just to be closer to school and where I work up there. And Chris is going to get a job up there too, so transition over the summer. And so that's kind of the big news for us. We've kind of taken a tour of a couple of houses around the area, so we're on the hunt for a home and looking for a family that wants to move into our home here. So that's kind of the big news on my end.
Exciting.
What about you?
Very, very exciting. Not a whole lot's going on here. Realized yesterday that I have a busy next 2 months coming up, so that'll be fun. Lots of things going on every weekend, and yeah, so I was reminded that it was going to be busy, and so I had to make a list, and the list just kept on going. So, but that's good because I'm a get up and go kind of guy, not a sit around. But this weekend is spring cleaning weekend, so when we come back and you listen to this on Monday, just know that I probably killed myself cleaning the house. So, Sophia's starting to teeth, so she's been surprisingly to probably Colton. She hasn't slept very well the last couple nights because of that, and she is a sleep through the night kind of girl. So,
How are you surviving?
I'm good, man. We make it work. I wake up at 4 a.m. anyway, so doesn't bother me. But other than that, not a whole lot else going on.
Nice.
So, what you guys been watching? Anything new? Anything exciting?
Jake shaking his head. Yeah, what do you got, brother?
Yeah. I'm on episode 7, I think, of Fallout series. That's on Amazon Prime.
Oh man, I gotta start that.
Yeah, you do. It's I will say that I've enjoyed it. it's kind of interesting the way that they produced it because it has like hard cuts where it will go black and then move to a next scene, and so it's just interesting production that's on there, and then also it feels like Colton and I played the video game. I don't know about you, Gunnar. Did you play any
I
of the
did not.
Fallout?
No.
Okay, so I know Colton, you really enjoyed it, the series, and I think
Oh
you played
yeah.
more than I did,
Oh
but
yeah.
I played it because you were playing it, and so I got a little bit in there, but it kind of centers around the area around the vault, which is nice because they go to a place and then they'll come back to a place you already know, and then they'll go out and they'll go back to like it kind of circles that way, so you don't feel like they're just continuing to wander further and further out. It just kind of keeps it close, so you feel like you
Yeah.
know the area. Um, so that's nice, and there are a lot of callbacks to the games, different things that are in there. So it's good. It's really good so far. So I look forward to finishing it probably tomorrow night. I'll get it done. But yeah, Fallout on Amazon Prime. That's what I'm watching.
Nice.
I've heard it's really good, so I might
Mhm.
actually go into it. I told Colton that I might watch a playthrough of one of the games possibly, or but
Yeah, you can maybe do like I'm sure there are tons of YouTube videos on like the brief overview of like the Fallout timeline, and you could kind of just get an overview of the story arc through all the games and then like have an idea of like what has happened in the games and then be able to go
Yeah.
from there.
There's
So
always been like certain factions in every game, and so I'm hoping that we get to meet the majority of the factions in the game. Question mark. I
not a
know there's at least
majority.
I know there's at least one.
There's at least one. I mean, the Brotherhood of Steel are in it,
Obviously.
obviously. It's
Obviously.
pretty iconic with their suits of metal armor. That's a pretty iconic photo in Fallout. So Brotherhood of Steel are in there. Yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious on what I'm curious on the timeline. Do they give any sort of timeline other than just like years?
They do the years. You kind of get a glimpse into the timeline a little bit, but you're kept in the dark because you are following the main protagonist, who is a vaulter, and so she doesn't know a lot of the information, and so you're kind of kept in that same amount of know from her. So as she kind of discovers little pieces, you're discovering little pieces.
Yeah.
Um, they've done a good job with the ghoul, though, that the main character, that's the main ghoul in it, and that flashbacks to his life, which are very interesting. I find his character very, very interesting. So I mean, that's something that's in there that you learn a little bit about the history, um, but yeah, no, much of Fallout. It's really good. Disappointed though in Dune 2 being $25 to rent on Amazon Prime. That's ridiculous. Uh, really really ridiculous. I don't you can rent it for 23 or buy it for 25. It's like something really ridiculous that's on there. So we're
you can
waiting
wait
for
till
that
that
to
one's
come
free.
down. Yeah, I'll wait till that comes out on HBO Max and we'll just watch it there.
Yep, same. Colton,
I have finished Avatar.
good for you. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I'm glad it's over.
Oh, that last episode was pretty killer. Actually,
Oh
we'll talk about it.
gosh, it was so. Oh gosh. Uh, can't wait for 2 more seasons. Can't
So
wait.
Colton, would you recommend it, because this is the live action one, right?
Correct. This is
Yeah.
that Netflix one.
Yeah. So I didn't dive into that one. I was waiting for Fallout. I really wanted to watch Fallout more than I wanted to watch the Avatar live action. So
Same.
would you would you would you say at this point you would recommend it?
He's gonna say no. If he's thinking about it, he's thinking no. He's trying to find a reason to say yes.
Yes, Gunner nailed it. I'm trying to find a reason to say yes.
Okay,
Um,
okay. I've watched the Nickelodeon, so I've seen all the books on the Nickelodeon
okay.
series. So I do have a background at least.
I think you'll enjoy some of the characters, but not all of the characters. Um, again, one of my pet peeves about, I don't know if it's Netflix or Nickelodeon. I don't know who really has the controlling rights on this, but they is it a kid show or is it a young adult show? What are we? What is this? Because the language would suggest, and they don't say like bad words, but it's just like the little, like the cusp of cuss words. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So they use those kind of words um towards the end. And it's like they did it on purpose. Like the first couple episodes, there's like no bad words, quote unquote. And then as the episodes go on, they start sprinkling more and more in. And you're like, okay, is this a kid show or is it a young adult show? Because if it's a young adult show, then why the heck are the actors just so terrible? But if it's a kid show, it's great because it has a great message and there's this and that. And it's just like, the language. I don't know if I want my kids saying some of those words, type of thing. Like that's my issue, is that they need to either go all in on one side or the other. And I didn't particularly like the writing in this. I thought some of the characters, I thought if it's a kid show, it's perfect. If it's a young adult show, it's not good. Um, so, but if you did watch, I would say watch. If you watch the animated shows and all that, I would say watch just to see if you notice any differences in the characters that they introduce. Um, yeah, Aang, I can't stand him at all.
Ooh, that's
Can't
tough.
can't
That's
do it.
tough. That's tough. That's
I
main
can't.
character there.
Uh, I can't do it.
Okay.
I have some hot takes on Aang's character as a whole because, I've watched the animated series so many times through. And we just finished it up right before that came out, and then we watched the live action. There's a lot of good and maybe half as much bad. So I a lot of good callbacks at least, and the characters are decently accurate. There's a lot of characters that you wish they would have done better with, but more to come in a future Call Guys episode.
That's right. Okay.
So yeah, watch it.
I highly, I mean, if you, Jake, I'm assuming you really enjoy the animated series.
We enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I'm like a fanatic about it, but it was enjoyable enough that I continued to watch all three books, of it. It wasn't like I watched the first and then I was like, yeah, not really for me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So if you know the story and everything, and you're into the animated show, it's definitely worth the watch.
yeah.
Just
Okay.
to see how they do a lot of the stuff in live action and the things they change and make cool, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Not M. Night Shyamalan. So,
What?
like, the bending actually looks like it works.
Yeah, it does. So I finished Avatar. Long story short, there. Actually, long story turned into even a longer story. Um, the wife and I started Sherlock, the Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman one. We love that show, so we saw it was on Hulu, so we decided to give it a shot again. Um, the storytelling is just fantastic. You know why? Because it's two writers from the G dang Doctor Who golden years. So yeah, there's a reason why that show's good. Gunnar, I'm telling you, brother, you need to watch some Doctor Who.
I'm trying. Never pulled me in.
You just need
I'm
to
a
give it a
I'm a
shot.
fan of the other phone booth.
Yes, I'm a fan of the other phone booth.
Wow. Wow, Tony. I don't know if you heard that, but those are shots fired.
I mean, he's not wrong.
The problem with that phone booth is that it is not bigger on the inside.
Nope, nope. But they can cram a lot of people in it.
That's
Gosh,
right.
all those
Yeah.
so great.
So great.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay, so Sherlock, I finished Avatar. Oh, and I started the Matrix Reloaded, part of my Matrix rewatch.
Getting geared up for number 5.
No, I am. Oh my gosh. If 4 was so bad, I can only imagine how 5 is going to be. What was that face, Jake?
It wasn't like so bad that it was unwatchable. Okay, like we just went through M. Night Shyamalan's massacre of
Shyamalan,
Shyamalan,
Shyamalan, a ding dong.
Shamarong. Okay,
Oh yeah, nice, nice.
that's what it
You
was.
better, you better, you better.
I'll put that on a t-shirt. It's
Yeah,
fine. Right?
Die on that hill, put it
That's
on the
right.
drop bar.
That's right.
yeah. M Night
That's right.
Shyamalan.
The Avatar Last Airbender was a Shamarong. That's what happened. So I don't think it was that bad. Okay, they did some. It was an interesting
I mean, that's an
perspective.
all-time terrible movie, The
Yeah,
Shyamalan.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
saying it's up to that level, but to the par of the Matrix movies.
Okay, but you know that the trajectory of the Matrix trilogy, which is not our discussion for tonight, but can be maybe later, is that it is a distinct decline from one step down to two and then step down to three.
Yep.
Like it did not. Okay. I mean, it got biblical there for a little while. And it was
Oh,
just
it
like,
does.
okay. Oh, we're gonna do this. Okay, this is what we're gonna do.
But anywho, I mean,
Anywho.
that's what I've been watching. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, I think that's it, brother. What are you watching?
Uh, man, the Norm, rookie, Mass Singer. And then Lucas would not leave me alone about Ricky Stenicki.
He blew me up for like a week on it, and I do want to watch it.
Okay, I'm gonna say
So
it's pretty good. It's dumb, funny, but not like normal John Cena movie dumb. You know, like he where
interesting.
so I yeah, the great cast for one. Um, I don't know. I can't think of the redhead guy's name, but he's the manager for Lil Dicky and Dave. They're actually really good friends, I think, in real life. But so he's one of the main characters, and then Zac Efron, John Cena, and then another guy, which I don't know him as an actor, but um, no, the plot was so much. It was so unique. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this movie. So it was, for what it was really good. Made me laugh, and it had a good ending. So I actually think you would enjoy it if you watched it. You get a chance. It took me a while for them to Lucas and Darren tried to convince me to watch it for a while, and finally was like, Sarah, we're watching this movie. So
Right on.
that's pretty much all I've been watching.
Cool beans.
Jake's reading up on Ricky Stenicki.
Yeah, sorry, it doesn't make good podcasting. But yeah, I was. I put it on my watch list.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Thanks, Lucas, for the recommendation. All right, you guys ready for some emails?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Real quick, we have two from Cam. One of these is a written email. One of these is a voicemail to the bat phone.
He got the bat phone number from Logan.
I guess he did. So I'm gonna read this first one, and then I'll we'll go for the voicemail. So this is just back on our holes talk. Just give me a time and a date, and I'll be there for this holes filled podcast. I have a new setup to show off. P.S. You guys should listen to the Holes rap song if you haven't. And he sent us a link for that. So I did not listen to it yet, but I will listen to it after we get off here tonight. All right, so here's his voicemail.
What's up, call boys? Just ISO Cam here. And, I was listening to another side, and Logan was like, do this. So I did it. News you can use. That was a really great idea. Whoever's idea that was, great job. I know it wasn't yours, Colton. You admitted it. But I also have some news you can use. Next month, The Strangers Part 3. Whatever it's called. I think it's a prequel. It comes out. Cheryl from Riverdale's in it, if you've seen that. So, what I've been watching: Young Sheldon, Young Sheldon, Young Sheldon. Probably one of the. It's working its way into the top shows that I've ever seen, if I'm being quite frankly honest. And yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to do just Logan things. You know, I'm even in my car driving. You can hear the sweet little gush of wind, like. That's some mouth noises for Ashley if she still listens, but. So yeah. See you later, call boys. Baba booey.
Sup, Cam? Got a problem with me? What's up? What's up? I know you sent me a message on the old messenger. I know. I like to keep you on read. Okay? I
You
like to
keep
see
them on
that red
read?
dot on my phone. I like to see that red dot on my phone to let you know that you're there. He sent me a message. I haven't read it yet.
Wow, no, we just lost a listen. A long-time listener now gone because Colton leaves him on read.
Oh my. I appreciate you finally getting the bat phone. It is a little hard with that sound in driving to get that sound just right, but I think you did a pretty good job with it, brother.
Yeah, and thanks for mentioning it. No, yeah, thanks for the email, Cam. Appreciate it. All right, we've got one more, and this one is from, oh gosh, somebody who sent us quite a few emails. But we're gonna let Jake read this one off because
Yeah. Thanks. This is my first time. It's the first time reading envelopes, so bear with me here, listeners. All right, it starts out, this email says, "Gentlemen, longtime listener, first time emailer, love the pod. You guys are awesome. And party on, Garth. Hands down, the worst intersection," I believe this is in reference to our most recent episode, last episode 108, where you asked, "What's the worst episode or worst intersection in Warsaw?" Hands down, the worst intersection in Warsaw, Indiana, is the intersection of Husky Trail and 200 North. If you're unfamiliar with where that is, go to the movie theater, take the road that the movie theater is in Warsaw, keep going north. Okay, first four-way stop you get to. This four-way stop sign controlled intersection is harmless from 1800 to 1600 military time. But let me tell you, from 1601 to 1759, it is a nightmare. Cars are backed up 20, 30 deep. The great city of Warsaw has invested millions and millions of dollars into roundabouts in just about, get it, every section of the city, except Husky Trail and 200 North. If you find yourself on the north side of town during rush hour traffic, fire up another episode of The Call Guys because you're going to be waiting and waiting. Signed, Snake Plissken.
that Snake Plissken guy's really taking a lot of time out of his.
Oh my gosh, he probably wrote it during that while in that line.
Maybe it's possible that he did. I I did write that. I didn't know I was going to be on this episode, but I'm proud to read the email from the first time emailer Snake Plissken.
Nice, nice. Thanks for the email, Jake. Snake, Jake the Snake.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Hunter.
Okay, question of the pod. Question of the pod is, what is your favorite thing to make homemade?
I make a really good Irish mashed potatoes.
Okay.
What's an Irish mashed potatoes? This is me honestly asking, not for this for the benefit of listeners. I don't know.
Like Irish butter. It's literally everything you make with mashed potatoes. It's but Irish based. There's an Irish butter called oh gosh.
Okay.
Just called
Killian's. No, not Killian's.
That's
beer.
What makes? Well, I'm sorry. Again, what makes the butter Irish? Is it like the milk or the like
Kerrygold butter.
Kerrygold? Okay.
That's it.
Does it come from Ireland or does it
Yeah,
like just?
yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
good. It's really it's I don't know what it is, but it is different. You just gotta taste it.
Smooth,
Um
Yeah.
smooth butter.
um
It's like butter.
it's like
Yeah, yeah. Well,
oh yeah.
Emperor, you still need to watch it.
Yeah, I know you haven't. Yeah, so I like to do a little bit of chives on that, dice those up pretty good. Just potatoes, milk, and a ton of butter. And it tastes different. It tastes way different. So it's a nice little add on. Probably about the only thing I can make, quote unquote, from scratch.
Hmm. That was my answer. Was mashed potatoes.
I mean, I do have I
What?
do have another experience with mashed potatoes that I'm pretty sure we've shared with on the pod
Yeah.
with Snake. He's also had to experience these mashed potatoes as well. Gunnar, have you ever had pink mashed potatoes?
No.
They are as terrible as they sound.
You ate them. You ate
I
them.
I felt bad.
Why were they pink?
Jake?
They were pink because my father wanted to make mashed potatoes for the boys, for Lil J, myself, and Juan. And we didn't have any milk, but we did have strawberry milk.
Oh no.
So he used strawberry milk to make instant mashed potatoes. And we wondered why it was a tint of pink. And we took a bite, and Jordan and I immediately said no. And Colton just ate them.
Uh,
I wasn't about to be rude.
You could have been
these are
rude.
really good.
Well, the problem was like, dude, man, I took like a big spoon of potatoes
Hmm.
and I didn't get more potatoes, but I did eat the whole thing of
Yeah.
potatoes I got on the plate.
Yes. Yes. Colton had very wonderful manners over at our house that he ate what was on his plate. Did not go for seconds, but ate what was on his plate.
I probably went for something else, but not those potatoes.
It's good call.
They were so bad.
What about you, Jake?
I do enjoy making chocolate chip cookies from scratch. So I made those when I was even in high school and college, and then even now I'll make them with our kids too. They help. They like to help make cookies, so I'll make fresh baked chocolate chip cookies, and then in the fall or winter, Chrissy doesn't really like it because she's more of a red chili, but I like a white chicken chili. I make one from scratch. White chicken chili is really good. Use a rotisserie chicken as your chicken. Shred
Nice.
that up.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's got a little heat to it. A little poblano pepper, a little jalapeno pepper. It's good. It's really really good. So I like to make that.
Nice. I would go like mac and cheese too. I make a pretty good mac and cheese, but not technically homemade because I don't
How do
make
you
the
make
noodles.
noodles? Yeah, how do you
I
make
say
the
I don't make the
noodles?
noodles, so it's not technically homemade.
Yeah, it does count.
And it comes out of a box called Kraft, so kidding.
It's like that sign that
Yeah.
everybody. My sister has a sign that it says, "If I stirred it, I made it," or something like that.
Yep.
I have to learn how to make noodles, and then I can make a technical homemade mac and cheese.
Because I was thinking lasagna, but I don't make the pasta.
Yeah, it's hard to think of one. It has to be completely from scratch.
Yeah. Good
Potatoes
question.
it
Good
is.
question. Let us
Potatoes
know
it
at the
is.
callguyspodcast at gmail.com. What's your favorite dish to make from scratch?
Can they send in samples?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Tasting?
Please next day air it so it's not bad by the time we get to it.
I was gonna say home
Oh
visit.
my. All right, you guys ready for a little bit of film news before we get into?
Oh, of course, brother. What do
All
you
right.
got?
All right, Colton, this one's for you. This one
So-
is for you. Okay. Here you go.
What is it? Another show that I haven't seen?
No, Martin Scorsese
Marty, my boy.
going to be directing a biopic about Sinatra, starring DiCaprio.
What,
Thoughts?
Baby Blue Eyes as
Thoughts?
DiCaprio? I don't like it.
Oh, really?
No, how are they gonna? What are they gonna de-age him the whole time?
Well, I mean, he doesn't look really that old at the moment.
Frank got larger in his
Oh, that's
time.
that's an easy one. Just make
Yeah,
him larger.
I'm more worried about his younger earlier days. Are they gonna? What are they gonna? I'm curious. Well, Marty's not gonna screw this up. So,
I wouldn't think
um,
so. Um,
DiCaprio, really?
yes, yes, and they said that because DiCaprio is really his primary right now as an actor in his film. So, um,
Well, yeah, because De Niro and Pacino are and Pesci are ancient. They're gonna
um,
be in the movie somehow.
so
They're probably
top
gonna have mob ties. Oh, I'm curious how they're gonna. Ooh, I'm pumped. I'm in.
top
I would watch it even if I didn't know who the heck
yeah
the guy
top
was.
top choice for his second wife, Ava
Ava,
Jennifer Lawrence. He just gets the
who's gonna
thought.
play his first wife?
I don't know if they're going back that far.
What?
Yeah.
Those are crucial Frank years though. Are we
Huh?
are we not going to get the conspiracy theorist out there that Frank got started because of the mob?
I'm sure we will.
Well, if then we got to go to the first wife. Then we got to get the first wife. Then
I guess we'll see.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. No date as of now on when this movie will be out, but it's just kind
I'm
of
intrigued.
in the works.
I'm
I
in, but I'm intrigued.
I figured you would be. I saw that. I was like, might be good. Nice.
um, I don't think that's a good pick, Jake. For many reasons.
Colton's favorite actress.
Yeah, who was that?
Oh gosh. Jennifer, oh, man, I'm gonna have to sit on this one for a little bit,
Yeah, do
do
some
some
research.
research on it
Yeah,
because I'm all in on this, but I think you got to get the casting right.
yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Before we get into what we're going to talk about, here's a message from Jake in Perfectly Picked Games.
Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Thank you for that wonderful message, Snake. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Perfectly Picked Games, for all the sponsorship dollars you've given us.
Millions.
It looked like you were just pointing at
And
nothing. You were
millions.
like, you want me to put something right there in your hand?
Nothing.
Do you
Anywho,
have a shirt?
Oh, I could get a cutout of shirt. Just boom.
wow,
You're,
look at that.
Perfectlypickgames.com.
you're welcome.
Noted. So yes, Jake is our guest this week. Jake, when were you informed that you would be the guest?
That was yesterday, I
That's
believe.
tough.
It was yesterday. I got a call from Colton, and it said, "Hey, you want to be on the pod tomorrow night? And I was like, sure, as long as we're doing it at the same time, it's fine. Um, and then I think immediately after I said, sure, you said, I'm getting a work call. I got to go. So then you hung up. And then I haven't talked to you since. So I don't know. That's it. So last night is the answer to that question.
Great. I'm excited. So this is our certified rotten series.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, I know. I know. Get pumped. Get pumped. So
Yes.
that means this is a movie that is rated below 60% via Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
And we are just rewatching it to get a feel to see if it's actually a better movie than what it is rated. So
Okay.
the hint I'm going to give you is that it is a 2000s flick. We have
It's a,
watched it. We have watched it many, many times.
okay.
That's all I'm
Okay.
going to give you.
Okay. A 2000s flick that we have watched many, many times.
Yep.
Um, Please don't tell me this is coming on the heels of previous episode conversations because I swear on everything that is good and holy gunner. If I have to listen to you sit here and tell me how good that of a movie Sahara is and how good it is
and it's certified
that
rotten.
it's a this is a certified rotten thing, and you're going to be on the side that tells the fans, misinformation and directs them down a line that is Sahara is a good movie with a good message about treasure hunting. If you can just figure out that an ironclad ship traversed the Atlantic Ocean carrying this bounty of Confederate gold that apparently existed, stamped with the Confederacy on it. And it just found its way up this river that's no longer there in Africa. If I have to sit here and listen to this, Gunner, I don't know that I can be part of it. I don't know, okay? Because my
Well,
shirt's staying on. I'm not Matthew McConaughey, and this shirt isn't coming off. I cannot sit here and listen to you defend that movie. So it better not be that.
well, the top billed actor in this cast is, in fact, Matthew McConaughey. Just
No, no.
kidding.
Oh no.
I'm kidding.
Please.
I'm kidding. No, we're not talking Sahara.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
Colton would probably do that to you, but I'm not doing that to you.
Right. That's what I thought. It'd be a great setup. What are we talking about then?
Ancestors protect me.
May they protect you.
Yes, that's right. Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Cool
Cool, cool,
beans.
cool. Beans, beans.
That is
Cool.
right. That is hot rod.
Beans.
Yes.
A great, great beginning film for so many actors that we know and love today. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited.
Oh, thank you. That is a giant sigh of relief that we are not going to be talking about Sahara.
Well, it would be the world's shortest pod we've ever had.
Yes.
My problem is this first question that I have is based on you just watched this movie. Jake, when's the last time you watched Hot Rod?
It's been a minute. It's been a little while. So I don't know.
So my question of initial thoughts on this go around because
Oh,
Jake
it's
didn't know
still-
Jake didn't know about
That's okay. That's
this
all
was
right. I
based on
remember it.
your last go around, however long ago that was.
Sure.
It's gold. It's gold. It is still gold to this day. The opening scene sets the tone for everything where they are shown building a ramp that they're going to jump an RV. And the dude doesn't even get his bike over the RV, just throws it into the RV and flies over the RV into the other ramp.
The fact that you're watching this whole setup for him to jump this RV and you're like, okay, he's on like a little dirt bike. And then
It's
when he
a-
starts to go, he starts pedaling and you're like, oh no.
It's an original electric bicycle.
Yeah.
And it is, oh my gosh, the pool scene gets me every time.
Yes. Ream.
he doesn't move. He just literally holds on and just nose dives into the pool.
Yes.
I mean, this movie is gold. It holds up. It's fantastic. It's better now than what it was when I first watched it the first 18 million times. So yes. What about you, Gunner?
Yeah, I've seen this movie. I've seen it so many times, and it's one of those that I never think about watching when I want to watch something, and then like this opportunity comes around, and I'm like, yes, I
You
haven't seen it in so long.
you were excited when I when
I
I
was,
mentioned it.
I was, I was actually a little bit more hesitant when I actually started watching it. I was like, man, I've seen this so many times, and I almost can't remember how much if I liked it that much or not. And then I get into it, and there's just moments where I'm like, this is just Andy Samberg,
Oh
and
my gosh, yes.
um, then there are moments where I just couldn't stop laughing. So, um, yeah, definitely not a movie I'd put in my, top 10 ever, but still absolutely hilarious.
But you might put it in your top 10 if you had like a correct category, though, right? Like maybe if it was a category top 10, not your overall top
What
10.
what
Obviously,
cate
it's not on your wall.
what category would we put this movie in? What genre or category?
Just satire humor. I mean, it is. It's incredibly ridiculous comedy. You know.
I I remember one time in college we were sitting there talking about something, and one of the professors asked me, he's like, "So what kind of movies do you like to watch?" And I said, "I love dumb humor." And I think 90% of the movies I watch are just stupid, right? So
This
it
would
might
fu-
be it would
this
be
that could
hard
be a category.
it would be hard for me to pick the top 10 probably and just movies that are dumb.
Yeah, no, it's initial thoughts from rewatching the movie. I'm gonna go rewatch it now that now we're talking about it. Um, I so there is like this overarching storyline, right? Of like he has to save his stepfather. Like that's the whole movie is
Right.
based around this fundraiser. It's like I'm gonna get you better so I can beat you to death. Like you couldn't beat a drum. It's just so the whole thing about him trying to raise money for Frank's operation. Like that's the whole point, but it's just so ridiculous on how we're gonna get there. And every it felt like every every scene and like change that we had in it there were like points that were just so funny in it, right? Like
Oh yeah.
he's where he's got to like they have to train for he's trying to hold his breath for longer, and so their whole plan
Spirit
is
of a
to,
bottlenose
is,
dolphin.
is to hold him under the water until
But
he stops moving.
well, he's
I
got the
ring this
bell.
bell,
He's got the
He's
bell.
got the bell, yeah, but it
rips
rips.
the cord.
And then he comes out and like he's dead, and so she's got to do mouth to mouth, and then he vomits the water, and he goes, "Did it look like we were making out?"
Kind of.
Yes.
Kind of cool.
Uh,
It's just ridiculous, and I think it's very quotable. Our families quoted it. Chrissy and I quote it. Still to this day. Uh, Whiskey and why am I saying what weird? That still happens to this day. Kind of a deal. And Ultimate Punch also is a thing that we do.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
and then the Rhodesian fighting sticks, very lethal. He's like, Rhodesian. so, so yes, there are things that Chrissy and I quote. There are things that Jordan and I quote. It is phenomenal. It definitely holds up. Like Colton said, it's something that I will rewatch. I don't know that you can remake it. Maybe some things you can't say anymore. I don't know, but I feel like that's with all comedies, as you've seen over the past 30 years. We've just gotten away with some things that maybe we can't do now, but they're just wonderful. It's so good, so good.
yes. So this movie released in 2007, directed by Akiva Schaffer, written by Pam Brady, starring Andy Samberg, Isla Fisher, Ian McShane, Jorma Taccone. Oh God, the cast
Bill
is
Hader,
insane. Bill
Danny
Hader, Will
McBride, Will
Arnett.
Arnett.
Yes, just an insane amount of actors, and some of them in their prime, some of them been around in comedies for a little bit. Um,
How'd they
but
get
yeah,
Ian McShane to do this movie?
I don't know, but
He is like the one that is like does not fit in this
yes,
movie,
yes,
but he is like almost like the perfect cast for that role.
Yes, 100%. All right, so let's go favorite character overall.
You like what you see?
No.
Oh my gosh, I can't tell you. I do that all the time. That is like my go-to thing, no matter what. Most he is the most underrated character in the whole movie. There are no tools in this pool. Why don't you just let me in your crew?
He's like the most random character in this
Oh
entire
yeah,
movie.
yes he is.
And he's in a whole what, 6 scenes?
Oh, I really don't remember him towards the end.
No,
Um,
the what was the last scene he was in? Was it the um
the movie theater,
yeah,
maybe.
had to have
I
been.
would have thought he'd be at the jump, but I can't remember if he was at the jump.
I think he was just standing there with the crew.
Or was
He
he or
giving
was
the
he in
thumbs
that
up.
walk up, that build up inspirational song when it goes to crap? Was he in that crowd?
Yeah, yeah, he was. He was.
Just
Jake?
another really random scene that makes no sense.
It doesn't need to, man. It doesn't need to make sense. It
It
Nothing in this
works.
doesn't.
movie needs
But
to.
I think if I'm
It,
gonna go with like the main crew, I think I gotta go with Rico.
Yeah.
Rico. Hi, my name is Rico, and I like to party.
No, I like to party. You guys don't like to party.
I mean, my I just watched Danny McBride just did a GQ interview about his past roles, and he talks about Hot Rod, and it's essentially his like first big like movie that he ever did. And there's a scene where he beats a guy with a cone, a
Hmm.
safety cone, and everything he says in that beatdown and stealing of the hat is all ad lib. They just went with it. And I thought that was just awesome rewatching that scene, knowing that it was all made up on the spot.
Jake, you got a favorite character?
favorite character is Frank Powell. Definitely his stepfather. The whole point you're trying to save Frank. Yes, Colton. How did they get Ian McShane to do this role? I don't know. He does not really belong, I don't think.
Oh
But
no.
it works, and it works so well because I don't know that he's acting as much as he's just talking in his normal voice that he has for everything else. And it's just like just go out there and just be the stepdad that is disapproving of Andy Sandberg's character. Just do that, and that's all you have to do.
Every time,
It's,
every time Rod walks up to him, he goes, "Hey, Frank," and he's just asleep on the couch.
yes, yes. Like it's not going to take. It doesn't take much. Like not much. You're going to do your own shots here. We'll get a stunt double for the fight scenes with Rod,
Yeah.
but um, but no. I love the aspect that he can't that like Rod Kibble cannot get Frank's approval because it's easy for Kevin because Frank's Kevin's actual dad.
Yeah.
He's Rod's stepdad. I have to earn his
I
love.
have to earn his love.
And that means beating each other up senselessly. That's just what I just love it. So
Breaking
I
absolutely everything in the basement.
oh yeah, the basement's down there, and their mom, played by Sissy Spacek, is just awesome too. Just allowing it to happen, right? Like it's just accepted. Like that's exactly what you have to do. She's not going to stop him. So no, I'd say Ian McShane playing Frank Powell is my favorite.
Nice.
What
I'm
about you,
uh,
Gunner?
I'm going, I'm going Bill Hader. I'm going Dave. I just he's he's pretty much just a stoner. And
Oh
he has
my
a job.
gosh.
That's about it. And the whole thing at
I gotta go to my job.
yeah, the whole thing at the end where he's thought he gets in the van and Rod looks over at him and he's got he cut his eyebrow with the saw, and the freak out just absolutely hilarious. And the way he explains it and it flashes back and shows it happening. and then the rest of the time he's got the band-aid on or whatever. But I just enjoyed his character. I thought he was fun. He was funny. Just lightheartedly, like he cares, but at the same time he's like, I can go do this and have more fun. So you have a least favorite character? Are we all gonna have the same answer?
Trying to think who my least favorite character would be.
Well, mine's Will Arnett. I just
Oh,
couldn't really stand him. You
I
just
don't know. He play. I mean, he's really good at playing that role.
yeah, the whole thing where she walks away and he's like, babe,
Babes,
Babe,
babe,
babe, no,
babe,
I
babe,
was like,
no.
babe.
yeah, it just
Yeah, but you know that
annoyed
scene.
me.
He's got to be that way. That's the calling for the
Yeah,
scene.
yeah, still, yeah,
Jake,
not my
who's
favorite
yours?
character.
Barry Pasternak. I don't need the AM broadcast. That's funny. Like, that's funny. I
That's
think
We're
I
gonna
fantastic.
think,
bring AM back, baby.
I think that joke could land. That joke landed. I like that joke,
Oh my
but I just don't,
gosh.
I don't like, I don't know. I felt that could have been done different, um, than that. I appreciate the nod to AM radio. That is pretty funny, but I think Barry Pasternak's my least favorite. It's not that I hate him, but just my least favorite.
They're showing a guy do a stunt on AM radio and not
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Correct.
No, I agree. Like the joke lands. It's
Yeah,
not that I don't have a problem with the joke. It's just his character, like his,
yeah.
I don't know, his demeanor, his mannerisms. The tattoo was a little bit. I was like, okay, maybe that doesn't. You don't need to do
He was
that.
like
Like,
being on the phone.
right. And then his explanation of how he
Yeah,
got there, not great either. So I was like, I could have done without that.
yeah. I get that.
I mean, I can't think of one bad character in this whole movie. I think it's all fantastic.
All
Gold.
fantastic. Okay.
I can't think of one that I just don't like.
Yeah, they're all pretty good. Even Will Arnett at some points is funny. He's the only one that I didn't really enjoy as a
I
character.
mean, yeah, he does. He has to be a D. That's the rule he's got to play. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Hey, little girl. Hey, little girl. Why is your least favorite Maggie, the little girl who goes gets Kool-Aid?
All right. Favorite and least favorite scene?
a favorite scene. I don't know.
I'm
Um,
I'm honestly going the opening scene I think is probably one of my favorite scenes. There's just so many times where he wrecks or he completely fails, but that being the initial time and if this is like your first time ever watching this movie and he goes to do the jump and you're kind of assuming it's a comedy he's not going to get it, but then the way he actually flips over and hits the ramp and falls on the ground, absolutely hilarious. I mean that would pull, I think that pulls you in instantly to this movie and you know how it's going to be. But there are a ton of good scenes.
the best scene in this movie, Rod gets mad and he goes to punch dance his anger,
Oh no,
footloose
in the woods.
style, in the woods. And then a great homage to not only Footloose, but right after that, a black sheep reference of him falling down the mountain.
Hmm.
And you could
Longest fall.
tell, tell the dude is on a line the whole time down.
Yeah, they didn't hide it on purpose. That's true. I disagree. That is not the best scene. That is
It
not the best
is.
scene.
It is.
No,
He
no, it is
starts
not.
out with a cigarette and a beer, just like Ren from Footloose. It was fantastic. Don't ever, ever try so hard.
No, I laughed more at the scene after that scene where he goes,
One big jump.
well, rage dancing in the woods last night. I thought that was a funnier line than the actual watching him tumble down the, not even down. He was just on a zip line.
he
And
follows Bill Hader's character to work, and they're just walking through. He's explaining everything.
yes.
Yes, yes.
That's funny. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I don't know. Um, I so I think the best scene again. I'm going back to my favorite character is like fighting in the basement, like with, with Frank. And I think my favorite line is when he tells Frank when Rod tells Frank, "I'm going to get you better so I can beat you to death." And then Frank, without missing a beat, goes, "You couldn't beat a drum." And I still think that is, and he's like, "Oh," and he's like, "You got me." And that is still that is the best. But I do also appreciate. I know there's a lot of homages to other movies, but the Spider-Man where he's taking the trash out, or Frank makes him take the trash out, and that's where he meets Denise. Or Denise is next door, right? And it's
Yeah,
like the Spider-Man,
just
but
for
he like
Mary Jane straight up.
right, but he like he like throws it in there and or like he like runs into it and lands in the bush. He goes, nailed it.
So good.
It's great.
Holden, your answer is going to be there. You don't have a least favorite scene.
Oh, I
No
think
bad
my
scene in
least
this movie.
the what?
There's no bad scene in this movie.
Oh no. I think my least favorite scene is the walkout song before the big jump, where it's an inspirational song and then looting and rioting takes over.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was like, what the heck? How does this even fit in with this movie?
Doesn't have to.
Exactly. I
Um,
thought we could have cut that and been just fine.
yeah. I'm actually gonna say that the punch dancing scene, and it's only because it was just annoying with all the stunt doubles and the flips
What?
and the like. Just it was like ugh,
Where do you
so
get off?
where
Where?
where um. I mean, overall, it's funny, but it's like it was a little overkill or a lot of overkill. But Jake,
Agreed. That's yep. I second that.
okay.
It was too much. I mean, the joke the joke landed and then it just continued and then it wasn't a joke anymore.
You guys can be wrong. It's okay.
Everyone has a right to be
Entitled.
wrong.
Everyone's entitled to their wrong opinion.
That's right.
Um, so I know the answer to this, and you guys have both already mentioned it, but is this movie rewatchable?
1,000 times, yes.
Yes, yes. I'll go watch it tonight. And then when I listen to this again when it's released, this episode, I'll watch it again.
Does this movie deserve to be rotten?
No. How
No.
did it get so much hate? Is it just because there's like there were nobodies when this movie was made?
Could be,
I don't know.
but
I don't
I
know.
mean, Rotten Tomato scores can change, right? I mean, people can still vote, right? I think critics can still go in and change the way it
Yeah, but
works.
they're not
And,
going to change their old
yeah.
vote.
So it's had time to accumulate and so I definitely don't think it deserves to be rotten. I don't understand why it is.
What is the current rating on it?
What do we say? 39? Is that what you said,
I thought
Jake?
it was 39.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's 39 with only 119 critic reviews. Over a quarter of a million audience ratings.
yeah, isn't that wild? And the audience
Yeah.
score is what, 64?
64%. That
So,
is correct. A lot of the top critics talk about it being like Jackass and like the amateur stunts wouldn't look out of place on YouTube. It's just these people don't know what they're doing.
yeah. Yeah. So, what would you give it?
I don't know, 97.
Ooh, ooh,
Dang.
ooh, ooh.
I'm gonna flip those numbers. I'm going 79.
I was going to say, in a realistic world, I think 75 would be a good number. I think that's a fair assessment of the movie.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, you can compare it to like the other movie that they did together, Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping. So when you kind of look at it through that lens, which again was like this ridiculous humor of making fun of itself as the movie was going on, just looking on a quick research on that, like Popstar got 79% on Rotten Tomatoes and 65% audience. So like the audience rating doesn't change very much
Hmm.
at all. That's with over 10,000 ratings on Popstar. So 250,000 people are around that same level. So I think I'd put it around 80%. Would probably be it'd be certified fresh at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. I think 79 is a good number. I think that mm, just about right. Anything else you guys want to say about Hot Rod
Let us know
Kimball?
at thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com. How much do you love this movie?
Have you ever seen it?
Is and At what age is it appropriate to show this to your children?
Oh,
Also let us know what you
ooh.
guys think would be an appropriate age. I mean, William's pretty much there, so let's
Yeah, I
just
think it's
fire.
fine.
Let's fire this thing
William's
up.
William's gonna be running around in a yellow cape on the back that just says like the first three letters of his name, just WIL. And he's like, we're gonna buy him a little dirt bike, build him a ramp.
Yes.
Who am I gonna build ramps for?
Who am I going to build ramps for?
Who am I going to build rings for now?
Yeah. No, I think it was a good choice, Colton. I do. I think it was a good choice for a movie. I
We
know
finally watched a good one.
that's true. Certified rotten can definitely be accurate. Not in this case. So
You're welcome.
yeah, good movie, good choice.
Snake, thanks for coming on with us on such short notice. Really appreciate it, man. Always appreciate your willingness.
Sorry,
And
Colton hung up on you too early to tell you what we were talking about.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with coming into a blind one, even doing a little bit on the fly. This is
well,
definitely one that was okay.
I wouldn't
Dadcast part two.
just yeah, I wouldn't just let you go. Like if it was a movie I knew you hadn't watched, I probably would have tried to call you back later the other night. But I was like, man, we've seen Hot Rod 1,000 times together. Like,
We've also seen Sahara 1,000 times together, so maybe not lead up to that, so that I'm not going into it. But I feel much better talking about Hot Rod. Absolutely,
you shall have a good night tonight. Good rest of the night.
good rest of the night. Great rest of the night. Absolutely. I mean, I'm gonna go try and see where I can watch it. It says Fandango at home, which means I got to pay for it. It says
Um,
Prime
Tubi,
Video.
Pluto. I think
Tubi,
it's
Pluto.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, Pluto TV.
yes.
Pluto
Ads, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's
deal.
not.
All right. All right. Yep. No problem. Appreciate always coming on here, boys. I'll talk about Hot Rod all day long. Um,
One
that's
big
that's
jump.
total. That's totally fine. One big jump. That's right. Appreciate the partnership. We'll continue to work. Perfectly pick games. Um, Ready for another year. Another year, boys. See what else we got cooking. It's going to be a great one.
Yeah. Yes, it is. All right, let me get us out of here. Everybody, thanks for listening to the Call Guys podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcast. You can also watch us on YouTube. Just search for the Call Guys podcast or click the link in the description. Please like, subscribe, and watch all of our videos every Monday on YouTube, along with all your other favorite podcast sites. You can also send us an email, thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of us, send us some recommendations for the question of the pod, future episodes. You want to say what's up? You want to come on an episode? We'd love to have you on. Let us know. Callguyspodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/callguyspod, Instagram @thecallguys, and TikTok @thecallguyspod. And when you're done with us, you can always check out all the other podcasts under the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. Just go to goldenmojoent.com where you can find links to all of their pages, all of their Spotify's, all of their merch stores, everything like that. And on there, you can also find a link to Perfectly Picked Games, or just go to perfectlypickedgames.com. Use promo code Golden Mojo at checkout for 20% off your subscription. Anything else?
Nope. That was good, bro. Love you, brother.
Love you, brother. Jake, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And yeah, you haven't seen Hot Rod, go check it out. Love to hear what you think of the movie. For all those out there in podcast land, see you next time.
Later.
Catch you on the next one.
See ya.
Rhodesian.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Cool. Beans. Cool.
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Cool. Bing, bing, bing.
The Call Guy.